so vast that the horizon seems endless, where the sky stretches higher than you thought possible, and the wind carries whispers of stories that have lasted for millennia. A land where emerald lakes mirror snow-capped mountains, golden steppes ripple like oceans beneath your feet, and deserts hold secrets older than time itself. Welcome to Kazakhstan, a country of contrasts, extremes, and breathtaking beauty. From the remote Altai Mountains to the hauntingly serene Kaindy Lake, from nomadic traditions that echo across endless plains to modern cities that rise like futuristic dreams, this is a land that challenges your imagination, stirs your soul, and redefines what it means to experience adventure. In the next journey, we will traverse untouched wilderness, ancient sacred sites, hidden gems, and extraordinary landscapes that few have ever seen. Prepare to witness a country where every step tells a story, every horizon inspires awe, and every moment feels timeless. This is Kazakhstan like you've never experienced before. What if the greatest wonders on Earth were not crowded, not overexposed, and not fully understood? What if there existed a land so vast, so raw, and so powerful that it still feels untouched by time? Welcome to Kazakhstan, a country that stretches beyond imagination, where the horizon never seems to end, and every journey feels like a discovery waiting to happen. This is the 9th largest country on the planet, yet one of the least explored. A land where Europe meets Asia, where ancient nomads once ruled endless plains, and where modern cities now rise from the heart of the steppe. Kazakhstan is not loud in its beauty. It is quiet, confident, and overwhelming in its scale. The first thing you feel here is space. Endless open land rolls beneath dramatic skies, where clouds drift freely and the wind carries stories older than history itself. The steppe stretches in every direction, golden and alive, shaping the identity of a people who learned to live in harmony with vastness. For centuries, this land belonged not to walls or borders, but to movement, to horses, caravans, and the rhythm of migration. Kazakhstan's history is written across these plains. Empires passed through, traders crossed the Silk Road, and cultures merged under the same sky. This was a land of connection, a crossroads of ideas, goods, and civilizations. Even today, that spirit remains. East and West meet here, not in conflict, but in balance. Nature dominates everything. Mountains rise suddenly from flat land, glaciers feed rivers, and deserts sit quietly beside green valleys. The diversity is astonishing. One moment you are surrounded by alpine forests, the next by dry, open steppe that seems to stretch into infinity. Kazakhstan does not offer one landscape, it offers an entire world within its borders. There is a powerful stillness here. In the absence of crowds and noise, you become aware of your surroundings, the sound of wind through grass, the crunch of earth beneath your feet, the changing light as the sun moves across the sky. This silence is not empty, it is full of meaning. It reminds you how small you are, and how vast the world truly is. Yet Kazakhstan is not frozen in the past. Modern life pulses beneath its ancient surface. Cities rise with confidence, blending bold architecture with deep-rooted culture. Innovation and tradition exist side by side, shaped by a nation that remembers where it came from while looking firmly toward the future. The people of Kazakhstan carry the land within them. Hospitality is instinctive, not rehearsed. Guests are welcomed with warmth, shared meals, and stories passed down through generations. There is pride here, quiet but unshakable, rooted in survival, resilience, and respect for nature. As the sun sets over the steppe, the sky ignites with color. Gold turns to crimson, then to deep blue, and finally to stars that seem closer than anywhere else on Earth. Under this sky, time feels different. The modern world fades, and something ancient awakens a sense of connection to land, history, and humanity itself. Kazakhstan does not try to impress you. It simply exists vast, honest, and unforgettable. It is a place that asks for patience, curiosity, and respect. And for those willing to listen, it offers something rare in today's world: the feeling of true discovery. This is not just the beginning of a journey across a country. It is the beginning of understanding a land that remains one of the world's greatest untold wonders. Almaty greets you not with noise, but with balance. This is a city where nature and urban life exist in quiet harmony, where tree-lined streets lead toward towering mountains, and where every day feels shaped by the presence of the land itself. As the former capital and cultural heart of Kazakhstan, Almaty carries a soul that feels both relaxed and deeply alive. The Tian Shan Mountains rise dramatically behind the city, their snow-capped peaks visible from almost anywhere. They are not distant scenery, they are constant companions. In the morning light, they glow softly above the rooftops. By evening, they darken into powerful silhouettes. Their presence shapes the rhythm of life, reminding everyone here that nature always comes first. Walking through Almaty feels open and human. Wide avenues are shaded by trees, cafes spill onto sidewalks, and the pace of life invites you to slow down. Soviet-era buildings stand beside modern architecture, telling stories of different eras layered into the same streets. The city does not erase its past, it carries it forward. Markets reveal Almaty's energy most vividly. Stalls overflow with fresh fruit, spices, bread, and local delicacies. The air is filled with conversation, laughter, and the scent of warm food. Here, everyday life unfolds honestly, offering a glimpse into the habits and warmth of the people who call this city home. Just beyond the urban streets, nature waits. Mangystau ice rink sits high in the mountains, surrounded by steep slopes and crisp air. It is one of the highest skating rinks in the world, and standing here feels like being suspended between earth and sky. In winter, the rink becomes a frozen stage beneath towering peaks. In summer, the surrounding trails invite hikers upward into silence. Further into the mountains, Shimbalak Ski Resort offers sweeping views and alpine beauty. Cable cars lift you above forests and cliffs, revealing landscapes that change with every rise. In winter, skiers carve paths through fresh snow. In warmer months, the area becomes a sanctuary of green valleys and cool air. It is a reminder that adventure is never far from the city. Parks and green spaces are woven throughout Almaty, giving the city a sense of calm rarely found in large urban centers. Families gather, musicians perform quietly, and people sit beneath trees, watching time pass. These moments feel intentional, as if the city itself encourages reflection. Culture thrives here. Theaters, museums, and music venues celebrate Kazakhstan's artistic spirit. Traditional melodies blend with modern sounds, creating a cultural rhythm unique to Almaty. Creativity is not hidden, it is shared openly, forming a bridge between generations. As night falls, the city lights flicker on beneath the darkening mountains. The contrast is striking: human warmth below, ancient silence above. From hilltop viewpoints, Almaty appears peaceful, glowing softly against the vast darkness beyond. What makes Almaty unforgettable is not grandeur, but harmony. It is a city shaped by mountains, history, and people who understand the value of balance. Here, modern life never overwhelms nature, it lives beside it, respectfully and beautifully. In Almaty, you don't feel trapped in a city, you feel grounded. It is a place where the mountains remind you of freedom, the streets offer comfort, and the journey into Kazakhstan truly begins. The road leads away from the city, and almost without warning, the landscape begins to transform. Concrete fades into open space, trees thin out, and the air grows quieter. This is where Kazakhstan reveals its wild heart at Charyn Canyon, a place so dramatic it feels carved by imagination rather than time. As you approach, the earth suddenly opens. Towering cliffs plunge deep into the ground, their colors shifting from pale gold to deep red, shaped by wind and water over millions of years. Standing at the edge, you feel small, humbled by the sheer scale of nature's patience. This is not a single viewpoint. It is a vast system of canyons stretching for miles, each turn revealing a new formation, a new surprise. The most famous section, known as the Valley of Castles, feels like a forgotten kingdom turned to stone. Natural pillars rise like ancient towers, some narrow and sharp, others wide and imposing. Shadows move slowly across their surfaces as the sun changes position, giving the canyon a living presence. With every step, the silence deepens, broken only by the wind brushing against the rock. Walking along the canyon floor is an experience that changes your sense of time. The cliffs rise high above you, enclosing the path in layers of stone that tell stories older than civilization. Fossilized remnants of ancient plants can still be found here, silent witnesses to a world that existed long before humans ever arrived. Despite its harsh appearance, life survives here in quiet ways. Sparse vegetation clings to the canyon walls, and birds glide effortlessly above the depths. The Charyn River winds gently at the base, offering a rare source of water in an otherwise dry land. Its presence adds softness to the rugged surroundings, a reminder that even the most extreme landscapes hold balance. The colors of Charyn Canyon change dramatically throughout the day. At sunrise, warm light ignites the cliffs, turning them into glowing embers. By midday, sharp contrasts highlight every crack and curve. As evening approaches, the canyon darkens into deep oranges and purples, creating an atmosphere that feels almost unreal. Each moment feels like a different place entirely. Far from crowds and cities, the canyon offers something rare: complete isolation. Here, there are no distractions, no noise, no urgency, just space. Space to walk, to think, to breathe. The vastness clears the mind, leaving only awe in its place. For the people of Kazakhstan, Charyn Canyon is a symbol of endurance. It stands as proof that nature shapes the land slowly but relentlessly, creating beauty through time rather than force. It reflects the spirit of the steppe itself, strong, patient, and endlessly resilient. As you stand beneath the towering walls and look toward the narrow strip of sky above, the world feels larger and simpler at the same time. Problems seem smaller. Thoughts slow down. You become fully present. Leaving Charyn Canyon is not easy. Its silence follows you. Long after you return to the road, a quiet reminder of how powerful untouched nature can be. This is not just a destination, it is an experience that stays with you, marking the moment when Kazakhstan's wild soul truly reveals itself. The first glimpse feels unreal. A mirror of deep blue water lies perfectly still, reflecting mountains so sharply it becomes hard to tell where land ends and sky begins. This is the magic of Kazakhstan's alpine lakes, where silence speaks louder than words, and nature feels untouched by time. Hidden high in the Tian Shan Mountains, the Kolsai lakes unfold like a secret revealed only to those willing to travel beyond the obvious. Reached by winding roads and mountain passes, these lakes sit cradled between dense forests and towering peaks. The air here is crisp, cool, and clean, carrying the scent of pine and fresh water. From the very first breath, you know you have entered a different world. Kolsai is not just one lake, but a chain of three, each with its own personality. The first lake welcomes you gently, its calm waters inviting quiet walks along the shore. Sunlight dances across the surface, while reflections of spruce trees stretch endlessly beneath your feet. It feels peaceful, almost meditative, as if the lake is encouraging you to slow down and listen. As you move deeper into the mountains, the second lake becomes more dramatic. Trails grow steeper, forests thicker, and the silence deeper. Here, the water darkens into richer shades of blue and green, changing color with the passing clouds. Every step feels earned, and every view feels like a reward. The sound of distant birds and rustling leaves replaces the noise of the modern world. The third lake, remote and rarely visited, feels untouched by human presence. Surrounded by raw wilderness, it offers a sense of isolation that is increasingly rare. Standing here, you realize how small humanity truly is compared to the vastness of nature. Time slows, and the mind clears. Not far from Kolsai lies one of Kazakhstan's most haunting natural wonders, Kaindy Lake. At first glance, it looks peaceful, almost ordinary, but as you step closer, an eerie sight emerges. Tall, pale tree trunks rise straight out of the water, frozen in time. These are not reflections, they are real. Kaindy Lake was formed by a powerful earthquake over a century ago, when a landslide blocked a mountain valley and flooded a forest. The cold mountain water preserved the trees beneath the surface, their branches still visible through the crystal-clear depths. Looking down into the lake feels like peering into another world, where nature's memory has been perfectly preserved. The atmosphere here is quiet, almost sacred. Mist often drifts across the water, wrapping the lake in mystery. Every ripple disturbs reflections that feel too perfect to touch. It is beautiful, but also humbling a reminder of nature's immense power and its ability to reshape the land in an instant. Together, Kolsai and Kaindy represent two sides of Kazakhstan's natural soul. One offers serenity and balance, the other, mystery and awe. Both invite reflection, both leave a lasting impression. As you leave these lakes behind, the images stay with you. Mirrored mountains, submerged forests, endless stillness. These are not just places you visit. They are places that quietly change the way you see the world, reminding you that true beauty often exists far beyond the familiar path. The land opens wide, and suddenly the horizon seems endless. Grasslands stretch in every direction, rolling gently beneath a sky so vast it feels alive. This is the Kazakh steppe, a place where freedom is not an idea, but a feeling you can breathe. For thousands of years, these steppes have been the heartbeat of Kazakhstan. Long before cities rose and borders were drawn, nomadic tribes crossed this land with the seasons, guided by stars, wind, and instinct. Even today, the steppe carries their spirit. Standing here, you understand why this land shaped a culture built on resilience, hospitality, and deep respect for nature. The steppe changes constantly, yet remains timeless. In spring, wildflowers paint the plains with soft colors, turning the grasslands into a living canvas. In summer, golden waves ripple under the sun, moving like an ocean with every gust of wind. Autumn brings cooler air and deeper tones, while winter transforms the land into a vast, silent, white expanse. Each season tells a different story. Far from empty, the steppe is full of life. Herds of horses move freely across the plains, their silhouettes powerful against the open sky. Sheep and camels graze calmly, watched over by shepherds whose lifestyles echo ancient traditions. Golden eagles soar above, scanning the land with unmatched precision. Every creature here is adapted to the openness, to the extremes, to survival. In the distance, you may spot a yurt, a traditional nomadic home, circular and sturdy, designed perfectly for life on the move. Inside, warmth replaces the harsh winds outside. Stories are shared, tea is poured, and guests are welcomed without hesitation. Hospitality is not a custom here. It is a way of life passed down through generations. As night falls, the steppe reveals another wonder. With no city lights to interfere, the sky explodes with stars. The Milky Way stretches clearly overhead, and constellations shine with ancient familiarity. This same sky once guided travelers along the Silk Road, connecting Kazakhstan to civilizations far beyond its borders. The steppe also holds echoes of history. Ancient burial mounds rise gently from the land, silent reminders of powerful warriors and forgotten kingdoms. Petroglyphs carved into stone tell stories without words, preserving moments from a time when survival depended on harmony with nature. Despite its rawness, the steppe teaches calm. There is nothing to rush toward here. No walls, no crowds, no noise, only space. The vastness forces reflection, stripping life down to its essentials. In that simplicity, clarity emerges. To witness the Kazakh steppe is to understand the soul of the nation. It is not just land, it is identity. A place where freedom is measured not by distance traveled, but by the openness of the heart. And once you have stood beneath its endless sky, a part of you will always belong to this boundless horizon. The land begins to rise, and suddenly Kazakhstan reveals a completely different face. Jagged peaks cut into the sky, alpine valleys open wide, and crystal-clear rivers carve their way through stone. This is mountainous Kazakhstan, a realm where raw power and quiet beauty exist side by side. From the snow-capped Tian Shan in the south to the wild Altai mountains in the east, Kazakhstan's highlands feel almost unreal. These mountains stand as ancient guardians, shaped by time, wind, and ice. Their presence changes the air itself, cooler, cleaner, sharper, as if every breath awakens the senses. As you move deeper into these regions, the landscapes shift dramatically. Dense pine forests blanket the slopes, their scent carried gently by mountain winds. Meadows burst into color during summer, filled with wildflowers that thrive in the high-altitude sun. In winter, snow transforms everything into a silent kingdom, where only the crunch of footsteps disturbs the calm. Hidden within these mountains are some of Kazakhstan's most breathtaking natural wonders. Turquoise alpine lakes, reflect the sky like polished glass, changing shades with the movement of clouds. Meltwater streams rush downhill, feeding rivers that sustain life far beyond the peaks. Waterfalls appear unexpectedly, cascading down rock faces with hypnotic force. Wildlife here lives on its own terms. Ibex balance effortlessly along steep cliffs. Wolves move quietly through forests, unseen but ever present. High above, golden eagles circle with commanding grace, symbols of strength deeply rooted in Kazakh culture. Every animal here has adapted perfectly to the mountain's extremes. Human life in these regions follows the rhythm of nature. Small villages sit tucked into valleys, their homes built to withstand harsh winters and sudden storms. Life is simple, but deeply connected to the land. Livestock graze on high pastures during warmer months, continuing a tradition that stretches back centuries. The mountains are also a place of adventure. Ancient trails once used by traders and nomads now lead hikers through dramatic passes and untouched landscapes. Each step reveals a new perspective, a wider valley, a sharper peak, a deeper silence. The sense of scale is humbling, reminding you how small you are in the presence of such grandeur. As evening approaches, the mountains glow under soft golden light. Shadows stretch across ridges, and the air cools rapidly. When night falls, the sky becomes a masterpiece. Stars burn brighter here, unobstructed and endless, mirroring the timelessness of the land below. These mountains are more than scenery. They are places of refuge, strength, and spiritual connection. Many believe the highlands hold a special energy, a sense of grounding and clarity found only where nature remains untamed. To experience Kazakhstan's mountains is to witness the country's quiet power. They stand in contrast to the open steppes, yet together, they define the nation's soul. Vast plains teach freedom, while towering peaks teach humility. And in the balance between the two, Kazakhstan reveals its true wonder. The heart of Kazakhstan does not beat only in its landscapes. It lives in its people, its traditions, and the timeless rhythm of nomadic culture. This chapter takes us beyond geography and into the soul of the nation, where history is not locked in museums, but carried forward through daily life. For thousands of years, the Kazakh people lived as nomads, moving with the seasons across vast steppes in search of water and pasture. This way of life shaped everything: values, beliefs, music, food, and the deep respect for nature. Even today, echoes of nomadic life remain strong, woven into modern Kazakhstan. The yurt stands as the most powerful symbol of this heritage. Simple yet ingenious, it can be assembled or dismantled in hours, offering warmth in winter and cool shelter in summer. Inside, every object has meaning. Patterns on carpets tell stories of ancestry and protection. The central hearth represents family and continuity, a place where generations once gathered under one roof of felt and wood. Hospitality is sacred here. A guest is never turned away, no matter how unexpected. To welcome someone is considered an honor, and sharing food is a sign of trust and respect. Traditional meals reflect the nomadic past, hearty, nourishing, and designed for life on the move. Horse meat, lamb, dairy products, and flatbreads form the foundation of Kazakh cuisine, each dish tied to survival and celebration. One of the most important traditions is the sharing of kumis, fermented mare's milk. More than a drink, it represents community, health, and connection to ancestral ways. To accept it is to participate in a ritual that has endured for centuries. Music and storytelling carry the memory of the people. The sound of the dombra, a two-stringed instrument, fills open spaces with melodies that feel both joyful and haunting. Songs often tell tales of heroic journeys, love, loss, and the vastness of the land itself. Through music, history is remembered and passed on. Kazakh games and sports reveal the strength required for nomadic life. Horseback competitions showcase extraordinary skill, where riders seem to merge with their horses in displays of speed, balance, and precision. These events are not only entertainment, they honor survival skills once essential on the open steppe. Modern cities may rise, and technology may advance, but tradition adapts rather than disappears. Festivals celebrating Naris, the ancient spring new year, bring communities together in colorful displays of dance, food, and ritual. It is a time of renewal, forgiveness, and hope, values that remain central to Kazakh identity. There is a quiet pride in how the past and present coexist here. Elders share wisdom with younger generations, reminding them of who they are and where they come from. The land teaches patience. The history teaches resilience. The culture teaches balance. To understand Kazakhstan, you must listen to the stories, the music, the silence between words. This is a culture shaped by movement and endurance, by open skies and endless horizons. And in a world that moves faster every day, Kazakhstan offers something rare, a connection to roots that still hold strong. As the sun begins to set over Kazakhstan, the land takes on a different voice, quieter, deeper, and more reflective. This chapter explores the spiritual landscapes and sacred spaces that reveal how belief, history, and nature intertwine across the country. Kazakhstan has long been a crossroads of civilizations, and its spiritual identity reflects that diversity. Ancient belief systems once centered on Tengriism, a reverence for the eternal blue sky, the earth, and the forces of nature. These early traditions taught harmony with the land, respect for ancestors, and balance between human life and the natural world. Though centuries have passed, the spirit of these beliefs still lingers in the open plains and mountains. Islam later became a central part of Kazakh identity, shaping architecture, customs, and moral values. Mosques rise gracefully in cities and towns, their domes and minarets reflecting both tradition and modern design. Inside, quiet spaces invite reflection, prayer, and peace. These places are not only religious centers, but also symbols of unity and continuity. Among the most sacred sites in the country is the Mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yasawi, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Standing with timeless authority, it represents spiritual devotion, artistic achievement, and the spread of Islamic culture across Central Asia. Pilgrims travel great distances to stand before its walls, believing the site carries healing and blessing. Beyond grand monuments, countless sacred landscapes exist in nature itself. Remote caves, ancient trees, springs, and hilltops are considered holy by locals. People come to leave prayers, tie ribbons to branches, or sit quietly, believing these places hold special energy. These traditions reveal a deep respect for the unseen forces that shape life. The silence of these sacred spaces is powerful. In the steppe, where the horizon seems endless, spirituality feels vast and open. In the mountains, where peaks pierce the sky, belief feels intimate and personal. Nature itself becomes a place of worship, offering moments of clarity and connection. Modern Kazakhstan embraces religious tolerance, allowing multiple faiths to coexist peacefully. Churches, mosques, and synagogues stand within the same cities, reflecting a culture built on respect and understanding. This harmony is a source of national pride and a reminder of the country's role as a bridge between East and West. Ceremonies and rituals continue to mark life's most important moments. Births, marriages, and farewells are guided by traditions passed down through generations. These rituals bring communities together, reinforcing bonds and shared values in a rapidly changing world. As night falls, the stars emerge over sacred ground, shining just as they did centuries ago. The same sky watched over nomads, pilgrims, and travelers long before modern borders existed. In that shared sky lies a sense of continuity, a reminder that while times change, the search for meaning remains. Kazakhstan's spiritual landscape is not defined by one belief alone. It is a mosaic of faith, tradition, and respect for nature. To walk these lands is to feel something ancient and enduring a quiet strength that guides the present and honors the past. Kazakhstan is not only a land to be observed, it is a land to be experienced. In this chapter, the country reveals its adventurous spirit, inviting travelers into landscapes where every journey becomes a story and every challenge becomes a reward. Across the vast steppes, adventure begins with motion. Horseback riding remains one of the most authentic ways to explore the open land, echoing the nomadic past. Riding across endless grasslands under a boundless sky creates a feeling of absolute freedom, where time seems to slow and the world feels limitless. In the mountains, adventure takes on a more dramatic form. Trekking routes wind through alpine valleys, narrow gorges, and high passes, offering views that feel untouched by time. Each trail brings changing scenery. Forests give way to rocky slopes, glaciers glimmer in the distance, and sudden panoramas open wide, leaving travelers speechless. For those drawn to water, Kazakhstan offers surprising diversity. Fast-flowing rivers cut through canyons, perfect for rafting and kayaking during warmer months. In contrast, calm lakes invite quiet exploration, where paddling across mirror-like surfaces reflects mountains, clouds, and sky in perfect symmetry. The desert regions deliver a different kind of thrill. Here, silence dominates, broken only by wind-shaping dunes and cliffs. Off-road expeditions carry travelers deep into remote areas where navigation relies on instinct and experience. At night, the desert sky becomes a universe of stars, brighter and clearer than most have ever seen. Wildlife encounters add another layer of excitement. National parks and protected areas allow visitors to observe animals in their natural habitats. From soaring eagles to elusive snow leopards hidden among rocky terrain. These moments remind travelers that humans are guests in a world still ruled by nature. Winter transforms Kazakhstan into a playground of snow and ice. Ski resorts near the mountains offer thrilling descents framed by breathtaking views. Frozen lakes and forests create surreal landscapes where silence feels amplified and beauty feels endless. Cultural adventure blends seamlessly with physical exploration. Staying with local families in rural areas provides insight into daily life shaped by tradition and environment. Sharing meals, listening to stories, and learning customs turn travel into connection rather than observation. Every adventure here carries a sense of authenticity. This is not a land built for spectacle alone. It demands respect, patience, and curiosity. The rewards are not just photographs, but feelings, awe, humility, and a renewed sense of wonder. Kazakhstan challenges travelers to step beyond comfort and routine. It offers journeys that test endurance and reward courage. And in doing so, it reveals something rare, a place where adventure is not staged, but deeply real, shaped by land, history, and spirit. In Kazakhstan, adventure is not an escape from life. It is a return to what it means to truly feel alive. A mixture of awe, respect, and the subtle awareness that you have witnessed something extraordinary. Kazakhstan is a country that defies expectations, a land where extremes coexist, and where every landscape, every tradition, every moment leaves a lasting impression. As we move through this chapter, we reflect on the wonder of a nation that remains one of the world's best-kept secrets. The first thought that comes to mind is scale. Kazakhstan is vast, unimaginably vast. From the rolling steppes that stretch endlessly under a wide open sky, to the jagged peaks of the Tian Shan and Altai mountains, the country challenges your perception of space. Here, there are no interruptions, no crowds, no walls, no constant noise, just land, sky, and the profound feeling of freedom. Each region carries its own personality, its own rhythm, and yet, they all belong to a cohesive whole, a country that feels ancient, resilient, and alive. The journey across Kazakhstan has revealed extraordinary natural diversity. In the north, gentle steppes ripple like a golden ocean. In the south, the mountains rise abruptly, their slopes carved by glaciers and rivers into masterpieces of nature. Desert regions surprise with alien landscapes, where chalk cliffs and sand dunes contrast sharply with serene lakes and emerald forests. Every place feels intentional, designed by time and nature to evoke awe. And yet, in each of these spaces, humanity has left its mark carefully. Villages, yurts, and cities coexist with the wild, reminding us that this land is both home and wilderness. Culture here is inseparable from the land. The nomadic heritage of the Kazakh people echoes across the plains. Yurts stand as symbols of resilience and ingenuity. Horse culture remains central, and hospitality is not a custom but a living principle. Music, storytelling, and rituals carry history forward, binding past and present. Each festival, each shared meal, each smile in the steppe tells a story of endurance, connection, and identity. Kazakhstan is not merely a destination to visit. It is a country to experience with all senses. Modern life rises in harmony with these ancient traditions. Cities like Almaty and Astana are bold and visionary, blending futuristic architecture with rich history. They pulse with energy and ambition, yet never overpower the land's natural grandeur. In these urban spaces, Kazakhstan demonstrates that progress does not need to erase heritage. It can complement it, creating a dialogue between past and future. And then there is the sky, a presence that cannot be ignored. Whether during the day, when clouds drift lazily across the steppe, or at night, when stars spill endlessly above, the sky reminds you of something universal. It connects the land, the people, and the visitor in a shared experience of wonder. Under the sky, the magnitude of Kazakhstan becomes clear, and the scale of the journey, both physical and emotional, is realized. Yet, perhaps the most profound lesson comes from perspective. Kazakhstan teaches humility and patience. Standing in its wilderness, walking through its cities, or sharing time with its people, you are reminded that life is larger than any single moment, that beauty is often quiet, and that the greatest treasures are often hidden in plain sight. The country does not demand attention. It offers it generously to those willing to look, to feel, and to reflect. This is the beginning of understanding why Kazakhstan remains one of the world's most extraordinary places. It is a land that blends extremes, vast yet intimate, ancient yet modern, harsh yet nurturing. It is a place that does not reveal all its secrets at once, but rewards those who journey patiently, deeply, and with an open heart. Kazakhstan's wonders do not reveal themselves all at once. They are discovered slowly through exploration, observation, and a willingness to step beyond the ordinary. In this part of our journey, we venture deeper into hidden gems, places where the raw beauty of the land converges with the quiet pulse of history and culture, creating experiences that linger long after the journey ends. The Altan Emel National Park is one such treasure. Stretching over thousands of square kilometers, it is a landscape of contrasts, from rolling steppes to jagged mountains, desert plains to forested valleys. Within its boundaries lies the Singing Dune, an unusual natural phenomenon where sand produces a low, resonant hum when it shifts under the wind or your footsteps. Standing atop this massive dune, listening to its haunting song, you feel the land communicating in a language older than words, a sound that has echoed through centuries untouched by human hands. Beyond the dune, the park offers further surprises. Wild horses roam freely, embodying the spirit of the nomadic ancestors who once ruled these lands. Rare species, including the saiga antelope, make their home here, resilient against the elements. Streams and hidden valleys provide quiet refuge, where nature thrives in its rawest form. Hiking through this park is not just a physical journey, it is a meditation on balance, endurance, and harmony. In the south, the Charyn Canyon continues to mesmerize. While we touched on its grandeur earlier, revisiting it during different light and angles reveals layers of complexity often missed at first glance. The Valley of Castles glows under sunrise or sunset, with shadows and colors shifting constantly, as if the rock itself is alive. Walking along the canyon's rim, you sense the weight of geological time, understanding how wind, water, and patience sculpted such breathtaking formations over millions of years. Kazakhstan's hidden gems are not limited to landforms. The nation is dotted with ancient petroglyphs and archaeological sites that whisper tales of early human life. Sites such as Tamgali showcase thousands of rock carvings, depicting animals, hunters, and spiritual symbols etched centuries ago. Standing before these artworks, you feel the connection between past and present, realizing that this land has nurtured life, creativity, and belief far longer than modern civilizations have existed. Even lakes conceal surprises. Lake Kaindy, with its submerged forest, continues to amaze. The skeletal trees rising from turquoise waters create a surreal landscape that is both eerie and beautiful. Photographers, nature lovers, and travelers alike are drawn to this quiet spectacle, where every ripple distorts reality and every reflection challenges perception. It is a place where silence teaches and observation becomes understanding. In cities, hidden gems appear in subtler forms. Traditional markets, family-run cafes, and cultural centers allow travelers to immerse themselves in the day-to-day life of Kazakhs. Conversations, shared meals, and local crafts provide insights into traditions passed down through generations, bridging past and present in ways that are personal and unforgettable. Hospitality here is not staged. It is instinctive, a reflection of values deeply rooted in the nomadic lifestyle. Across all these experiences, one theme remains. Kazakhstan rewards those who venture beyond the obvious. The country asks for curiosity, patience, and respect, offering in return landscapes of rare beauty, encounters of genuine human warmth, and moments that stir both awe and reflection. As evening falls over the mountains and plains, the land takes on a quiet grandeur. Shadows lengthen, stars emerge, and the hum of life slows into a rhythm aligned with the natural world. Kazakhstan's hidden gems, both natural and cultural, leave a lasting impression, a reminder that exploration here is not merely about travel, but about discovering the depth and richness of a land that has stood for millennia. This is the essence of Kazakhstan, a country of contrasts, of subtle surprises, and of beauty that demands to be noticed. Every step, every glance, and every experience leaves you richer in understanding and deeper in connection to a place that is, in truth, one of the most extraordinary on Earth. One of the most striking aspects of Kazakhstan is how nature surprises at every turn. The Altai Mountains in the northeast offer remote, almost mystical landscapes. Towering peaks reflecting glassy alpine lakes, forests carpet valleys in green, and rivers cascade with pristine clarity. Few travelers reach these areas, and the isolation magnifies the sense of connection to the land. Here, every sunrise is a spectacle, every night sky, a celestial canvas, and every trail, a lesson in humility and awe. The steppe continues to impress with its simplicity and power. Endless horizons create a sense of freedom few other places can match. Riding horseback across these plains, feeling the wind against your face and the rhythm of the horse beneath you, you begin to understand why the nomads of Kazakhstan revered this land. The steppe is not barren. It is alive, breathing, and teaching you the meaning of space, patience, and endurance. Water holds its own magic. Beyond Kaindy and the Kolsai lakes, smaller hidden bodies of water provide moments of reflection. Springs tucked between hills, quiet ponds surrounded by meadows, and winding rivers cutting through the wilderness offer peace and clarity. Each lake is unique, some echoing with the laughter of birds, others silent, as if holding centuries of memory beneath their surface. It is here, in these quiet corners, that the soul of Kazakhstan feels most present. Cultural encounters remain central to understanding this nation. In small villages and nomadic camps, life continues much as it did centuries ago. Visitors are welcomed with tea, bread, and stories. Elders share songs of the steppe, tales of courage, and lessons passed down through generations. Traditional crafts, hand-woven carpets, intricate embroidery, and carved instruments are more than art. They are vessels of history and identity. Every exchange, every shared meal, every smile becomes a bridge between traveler and land, between present and past. Kazakhstan's modern cities offer a complementary perspective. Almaty and Nur-Sultan, Astana, showcase innovation and ambition, with futuristic skylines rising from the plains. Museums, theaters, and cultural centers celebrate heritage while embracing progress. Visiting these urban spaces after the wilderness highlights a remarkable balance, a nation moving forward without losing sight of its roots. Adventure threads through every corner of the country, from the soaring cliffs of Charyn Canyon to the snow-dusted peaks of the Tian Shan, from horseback rides across golden steppes to night skies filled with stars in remote deserts. Kazakhstan invites participation rather than observation. Each journey demands attention, curiosity, and respect, rewarding those who embrace it with experiences that linger long after the trip ends. Ultimately, what makes Kazakhstan unforgettable is its authenticity. It does not seek to impress with spectacle alone. Instead, it impresses with presence, scale, and depth. Mountains teach humility, lakes teach reflection, steppes teach freedom, and people teach resilience and warmth. Each element exists in harmony, creating a country that feels alive, wise, and enduring. As the sun sets over the mountains, painting the land in gold and crimson, the journey concludes with a profound realization. Kazakhstan is more than a destination. It is an experience, a teacher, and a mirror reflecting the vastness of the world and the depth of the human spirit. Those who leave here carry a part of its silence, its sky, and its unyielding beauty within them forever. Kazakhstan is a land that whispers, roars, and sings, and once you listen, you will never forget. As our journey across Kazakhstan reaches its conclusion, there is a sense of reverence that settles over the land. This is a country that does not reveal all of its sense of reverence that settles over the land. This is a country that does not reveal all of its secrets at once. It unfolds gradually, layer by layer, rewarding those who explore deeply with experiences that resonate long after departure. From the windswept steppes to the towering mountains, from hidden lakes to bustling cities, Kazakhstan is a land of contrasts, extremes, and unforgettable moments. One of the final marvels lies in the deserts of Mangystau and the Ustiyurt Plateau. These remote landscapes feel almost otherworldly. Chalk cliffs rise dramatically from flat plains, and canyons cut deep grooves into the earth, shaped by millennia of wind and water. Here, the silence is profound, broken only by the whisper of wind over sand or the distant call of a bird. Sunsets in these regions are breathtaking. The sky ignites in shades of gold, crimson, and violet, reflecting against rock formations that glow as if on fire. Walking through this alien beauty, you are reminded that Kazakhstan is a place where the extraordinary exists in its rawest, most untouched form. Cultural heritage remains as captivating as the natural wonders. In every region, from the far north to the southern mountains, Kazakh traditions endure with remarkable strength. Nomadic practices, yurt living, horsemanship, and artisan crafts persist alongside modern life, creating a delicate balance between past and present. Participating in a festival, sharing a meal, or observing a traditional ceremony allows travelers to feel the heartbeat of a culture that has thrived for centuries in harmony with its environment. Even in modern urban centers, the spirit of Kazakhstan shines. Almaty, with its mix of contemporary architecture and leafy avenues, blends seamlessly into the surrounding mountains. Nur Sultan's futuristic skyline speaks of ambition and progress, reflecting a nation that looks forward without forgetting its roots. Museums, galleries, and theaters preserve history, celebrate art, and showcase the creativity of a country that spans both steppe and sky. But perhaps the greatest wonder is the sense of scale and freedom that permeates the entire country. Kazakhstan teaches humility. The mountains dwarf us, the steppes stretch endlessly, and the night sky reminds us of our place in the universe. Yet it also teaches empowerment here. A traveler can feel the exhilaration of riding across the plains, hiking to an alpine lake, or standing at the edge of a canyon and realizing that the world is vast, full of possibility, and waiting to be explored. As night descends, the stars reclaim the sky. With little light pollution in the wilderness, constellations blaze with clarity, and the Milky Way arcs overhead like a luminous river. It is a sight that connects past and present, humans and nature, reminding us of the continuity of life and the quiet power of the land. Kazakhstan is more than the sum of its landscapes and cities. It is a country of contrasts, wild, yet welcoming, ancient yet modern, vast yet intimate. It is a place where nature teaches patience, culture teaches resilience, and every journey becomes a story that remains long after the traveler has gone. As we leave this remarkable land, a profound sense of gratitude lingers. The memories of turquoise lakes, soaring mountains, endless steppes, and the warmth of its people create an imprint that lasts forever. Kazakhstan is a testament to the beauty, strength, and mystery of our world, a destination that challenges, inspires, and transforms. In the end, the wonder of Kazakhstan is not simply what you see, but what you feel. The freedom of the open steppe, the majesty of its mountains, the serenity of its lakes, and the timeless wisdom of its culture. For anyone who seeks adventure, reflection, and connection, Kazakhstan stands as one of the last great journeys of the modern world, waiting to be discovered, remembered, and cherished for a lifetime. As the sun sets over the mountains, painting the land in hues of gold and crimson, and the stars emerge over endless steppes, one truth becomes clear. Kazakhstan is not just a place you visit, it is a place that changes you. Here, nature reigns supreme, and time flows differently. The vastness of the steppes teaches freedom. The jagged peaks of the mountains teach humility. The serenity of its lakes teaches reflection, and the warmth of its people teaches that connection and tradition are as enduring as the land itself. Kazakhstan is a country of contrasts, ancient and modern, wild and welcoming, immense, yet intimate. It is a journey through extremes, yet it leaves a feeling of harmony, balance, and awe. For those who dare to explore its wonders, it offers an experience that lingers long after the last step, the last view, the last heartbeat in its open wilderness. This is Kazakhstan, vast, mysterious, and unforgettable. A land that invites discovery, rewards curiosity, and reminds us why the world is still full of places waiting to be explored. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video.